Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are thinking about the teacher and the preacher. The teacher in the spiritual language is Guru, and the preacher is a philosopher. Philosopher is not wise, he is otherwise. And a Guru is living the philosophy in his life. For example, when the teacher or any instructor threatens, frightens the listener, he is a preacher. If you go to that satsanga, you will go to hell. If you go to that temple, you will be destroyed. Then he is afraid that he may lose his market. Contrary to that, the Guru or the teacher is the one. About this one story I will tell you. There was a teacher, a Guru, and one disciple studied with him for 12 years. And after 12 years, the Guru Maharaj told, "My dear child, now you go to that Mahatma." "Sir, but he speaks all the time ill about you. He condemns you." He said, "Don't worry about it. You go to him and study with him. And if you find whatever I have taught was wrong, discard me, throw me away. Don't hold on to me as a person. Respect the principle." See? Therefore, a Guru is not trying to make institutions. See, friends. Once I was in Tibet, Kailash Manas. It was a pretty tough time. After that, I came to South Africa. That time my lungs were completely bleeding and my all toes were bleeding. They were black. So the doctor here told me, "We don't know how you are surviving." So other than the 2 lectures, I had to sleep. So when I was going there, I saw Lord Shiva and Parvati ji. And I heard them talking. Lord Shiva was worried. So when he was worried, naturally the wife will never keep quiet because she will make him more worried. So she said, "Honey, what happened? You know, I received one beautiful SMS. In India, all the wisdom is transferred through SMS, digital wisdom. An American asked an Indian, we call our wives here as honey. What you call Indians in India to your wife?" So the Indian said, "We call BB because they sting twice." So Shivaji said, "Why are you worried about me?" "No, I am seeing you are disturbed. What is the problem? Maybe I can help you." So Shivaji said, "I am worried about one thing." "What is that?" "These days I am seeing there are many people coming and visiting us in the Kailash. So people are becoming more and more spiritual. If everybody becomes spiritual, how this world will continue? See? There cannot be world of only good people. We require bad people also. There cannot be world where there are only births. We require death also. So if everybody is going to be spiritual, how this world will be? It will come to an end." See? There is nothing 100% pure in this world except Paramatma. Even the gold ornaments that we use, there the gold is not 100% pure. You have to have impurity, and that impurity is that of duality. So, Lord Shiva's problem was, if everybody becomes spiritual, what will happen to this creation? It will disappear. And when the creation disappears, he will become unemployed. And you know the problem of unemployment. He was worried. So Parvati Amma said, don't worry, I will sort out. What will you do? Lord Shiva asked Parvati, see, I will do one thing. I will introduce a virus. You know, these days, the world of viruses, H1N1 virus, computer virus, ego virus. You know, there are 3 types of viruses. One is a biological virus called as H1N1. Second is logical virus, which is introduced in the computers. And the third is illogical virus called as ego. So, Parvati Amma said, I will introduce some virus among those so-called good people. What will you do? I will suggest them form an organization. Then it is a self-destructing, like auto-immunity destruction. They will destroy themselves. Friends, spiritual life is by the one, to the one, all alone, not getting lost in the non-essentials. See, friends. Therefore, a guru is the one. If you study Vivek Chudamani, Bhagwan Shankaracharya's text, toward the end, the 581st verse, if I remember, or earlier maybe, after having finished the discourse with the disciple, the guru went his way and the disciple went his way. No more holding and hanging on the guru, oh guru, carry me. No. Vedanta gives freedom, not bondage. See, friends, discover your divinity. And this is what the difference between the teacher and the preacher. Preacher is busy in improving the society, improving the world, helping others. Basic principle. Could God make us happy? When God has failed to make us happy, can we make others happy? Think. And second thing, what right we have got to make anybody happy? We belong to a democratic setup. Everybody has got a right to be miserable. How can we compel everybody should be happy? They want to be miserable. Continue. See, friends. And therefore, this Guru Maharaj, he is living with steady wisdom. His wisdom never gets corrupted. And such a master who is living in meditation, his 2 qualities were introduced by Bhagwan Sri Krishna in Gita. First, he lives at a 0 desire level. No expectation of any kind from anyone on any issue. See, most important thing. Otherwise, small little things will upset us. I'll tell you one of my experience. This happened in Bombay. There is one place where I go for lectures. It is a 5-storied building. Like these days we have got multiplex, 6-7 movies going simultaneously in the same building, in the same manner. That is a spiritual multiplex. There are about half a dozen halls on different floors. And there are different satsang going on. Somewhere Vedanta, somewhere Bhakti, somewhere Bhajan Sandhya, somewhere yoga, somewhere homeopathy, different things simultaneously going on. So the customers come and go there and come back. Once it so happened that my lecture was normally on the 5th floor, bigger hall. So the watchman told me, Swamiji, today your lecture is on the ground floor. I said, okay. So when I was going for my talk in that hall, the trustee, one of the trustees, he came and told me, Swamiji, why are you going there? I said, to see a cinema. They said, no, why you are going there? I said, your watchman told me my lecture is in this hall, therefore I am going there. No, you cannot go there. I said, then what do I do? You have to go on the 5th floor. How they can change? I said, that is between you, I don't know. So everything was organized. Audience was sitting, TV channels, they are poor fellows, I fixed their video, everything, I would simply go and start my love session. He said, no. Shift everything to the 1st floor, 5th floor. I said, all right. I said, let me take a glass of water. No, on the 5th floor. I said, all right. And then I went and sat in the trustee's room. And I was just reading the newspaper. So another person who saw all that, he came. He said, Swamiji, I want to ask you something. What is that? See, they shifted you just like that. You are so cool. I said, why should I become angry? First principle in life, those who become miserable and angry because of anybody or anything, they are the fools of the highest order. See? Then I told him, I said, look here. Those who are sitting on the ground floor, they were listening. And those who are sitting on the 5th floor, they are not listening. It is wrong. Here also they are not listening. Here also they are not listening. So how does it matter? Then why I have come? Only for a time pass. See? Take life lightly in the light of wisdom. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogata. The Guru doesn't have any expectations of any kind from anyone. See, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Jagat Guru, Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. After having told 17 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, what Bhagavan said? Vimrishya etat asheshena yadechasi tatha kuru. All that I told you, you reflect. And decision will be yours. A wise man, a guru, never takes decisions for his disciples. Otherwise, they become bonsai. Bonsai plants are beautiful, but only in a protected environment, in the drawing room, where at the most they can support 10-15 mosquitoes, they can sit on them. The moment they go in the open environment, they are completely crushed. See, friends, a guru allows the disciple to grow, not prune and make a bonsai out of it. See? And every experience is necessary. You fall, you get up. You make mistakes, you again correct yourself. That is life. See, थोड़े गम है, थोड़ी खुशियाँ, ये जीवन है. And this principle is followed by the Guru. See, friends. Therefore, the second aspect the Guru demonstrates in his life, dukkheshu anudvigna manaha, sukheshu vigataspruhaha, vitaraga bhaya krodha, stitadhi muni uchyate. Stitadhi, he whose wisdom never gets corrupted under any conditions. See, friends. And what is the secret? Secret is this. Dukkheshu anudvigna manaha. When miseries come, he doesn't become miserable. I'll tell you one of my friends, a Swami friend, he was having an ashram. And he used to tell me, why don't you join with me? I said, look here, you suffer, I will watch you from a distance, okay? I don't want to come. So, he adopted a child, right from the age of 5 or 6, and taught him everything. so that he will be the one who will take to his, ashram thereafter. I remember once one person took me also, very elderly man, 85 or so. He came to Lonavala where I was staying, and there was some reason because of which our classes were suspended. He said, Swamiji, I please request you, don't say no, please come with me. I have to take you some holy place. Anyway, I had time, so I said, let me time pass. I went with him. And then he took me to one ashram, which was on the roadside. Some Babaji has constructed one Hanumanji temple on roadside, and within about 30 years or so, it has grown up. And the local people, trustees and money and everything. One day that Babaji was climbing on some staircase to repair something, and he fell down and hip bone broke. So he became, invalid kind of thing. Very old man, must be about 75, 78. Now he said, I think, we must find out some good Mahatma to take my gaddi. Gaddi means seat. Gaddi also means a bed. So this man took me there and he said, Swamiji, now I tell you why you are here. This Mahatmaji wanted a good Mahatma. He told me. So I found you as a good Mahatma. Now he wants you to sit in his gadda. I said, look here, I sleep on the gadda, I don't sit. See, friends. Artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tataha sukhalesha satyam putradapi dhana bhajambiti sarvatraita vihita riti bhaja govindam bhaja govindam. Earning wealth is not a comfortable proposition. Saving and protecting the wealth from the income tax is still difficult. And the real difficulty is when you have to part away the things most painful. See, friends. Therefore, dukkeshu anudvignamanaha, the one who refuses to be miserable. So my friend, he adopted that child. The child was grown up about 18 years also, well trained. He knew the 4 Vedas, chanting, all the puja, havan, everything. Very good orator, Sanskrit mastery, because he was taught very well. And he was ready to take over from this old master. And one day, suddenly for no reason, he just died. The young boy of 18, he died. When he died, all the villagers came around. I heard, I also went. And I saw my friend was crying like a mad grasta. See, I have brought him so much and he died. Oh God, why did you do it like that? And all the people around, they started consoling him. Mahatmaji, why do you cry? This is how it happens. This is how the world is. All what he taught to them, they started vomiting on him. And when this was going on, after half an hour of drama, he told me, Maharaj, let us go in my room. We went to the room. And in no time, switch off. He said, you take tea or coffee? I said, hey, what is that? He said, you tell me first my question. Tea or coffee? I said, I take tea without milk, without sugar. Then he prepared. And we had tea, coffee, biscuits and all that. I said, what happened? He said, look here. If I cry, all become wise. And then I don't have to worry to console them. If they start crying, I have to become wise and to console the whole lot. It was so difficult. I have found this preposition better, then I become otherwise. They all become wise. This is Guru Maharaj. He who is doing the drama. One of the name of Bhagavan Sri Krishna is Natavara, the best actor. See, a guru is never serious about anything. See, one man asked me this question. All the time you talk about that Bhagavan Krishna. What Bhagavan? He married 16,108 wives. How can he be Bhagavan? I said, are you married? He said, yes. How many wives? One. Could you make her happy? No. I said, he made all of them happy. He has to be Bhagavan. See, If we are able to discover this principle in our life, nothing in this world will ever disturb us. We will never react. We will never become angry. We will never rebuke. We will never threaten somebody. If you do this thing, Guru Droha, and then you will go to the hell. And when you go to hell, I as your Guru, I will have to come there. Keep a nice seat for me. No. Guru never sends you to hell. He gives you freedom. See, friends. Therefore, dukkeshu anudvikramanaha. He who refuses to be influenced by the miseries that come in our life. There are two things. One is arrival of miseries in our life. And second thing, becoming miserable because of the miseries. See? The miseries that come in our life, we can always attribute them to somebody or the other. And we all have default setting inside. If I am a husband, the cause of my misery is my wife. If I am a father, the cause of my misery is my children. So simple. Okay. So, we may attribute the cause of miseries to somebody or something, but we are all miserable by choice. See, when you go to any country, you have to go through the immigration. There they give you a dumb form. Are you a member of active terrorist organization? Who is going to write yes? But yeah, options. Options are given yes, no. So you write no. Then, are some criminal proceedings pending against you? Yes, no. Like that. In the same manner, when we entered this world, at the immigration counter, we were given a form. Bhagavad Gita tells this. Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya vajasvama. You are entering an abode called as full of miseries and tragedies. Question. Do you want to be miserable? Options. Yes and no. The choice is given to us. The one who trains us to choose not to be miserable, he is Guru. The one who makes you miserable, he is a teacher. He is a preacher. See? Oh, you have done this thing. God, now you will have to go to hell. No, I don't want to go to hell. What should I do? Okay, do one thing. We'll do some puja and observe some fast. And then you give me dakshina. And then I will take care of with the Lord. Spiritual life is different. Therefore, Upanishad says that vijnanatham gurumeva vigacche. Samitpanehi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Shrotriya, he who is well versed in scriptures, he who has studied the scriptures. Sadashiva samarambam Shankaracharya madhyamam Asmadacharya paryantam vande parampara. See, friends, Bhagwan Shankaracharya writes in his commentary on this mantra that Vijnanatham Gurumeva Vigacchit Samitpanehi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. On this mantra, Bhagwan Shankaracharya's commentary tells Shastrajnyaha api swatantrena Brahmajnana anveshanam ma kuryat. You may be very well read in the material sciences, but when it comes to the spiritual path, don't take freedom to study by your own choice, taking the book in the hand, legs on the table, cup of tea in the right hand, what Gita says. No. See, all the great masters, they have gone, spent years together. It was not that they were not getting comfortable things, no. See, friends. Therefore, dukkeshu anudvikramana. Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita defines yoga. See, every word of Bhagavad Gita is a biography of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He says, Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga yogam yoga sanjitam sa nishchayena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasa. When the miseries come in our life, dukkha sanyoga, viyogam, we refuse to be miserable. This is called as yoga. Yoga is not twisting the body or pumping the air. See, friends. And therefore, dukkheshu anudvignamana. He who trains us, he who guides us, that don't get influenced by the miseries in life. And this is not only telling by words, but demonstrated in one's life. See? Then only we are benefited. See, the other day I was talking somewhere. This must be your experience also. When we listen to some teachers, the thought goes right in our heart without any difficulty. And when we listen to some people, it only a noise, it doesn't make any dent on our life. What is the reason? This is experience of all of us. What is the reason? The reason is this. This example I gave somewhere. Suppose I write on a paper stone, S-T-O-N-E, stone, and make a laddu out of it and throw on this boy. He will catch it. It will not hurt him because it is only a paper ball. Then he will open it. Oh, Swamiji wants a stone. So he picks up a stone, puts into that, makes a laddu and throws at me. It will hurt me. Because earlier the word stone did not carry the meaning. Now the word stone carried the meaning. In the same manner, when we say Brahmaharpanam Brahmavi Brahmagno Brahmanahutam, does it carry meaning? See, friends, when we say Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, does it mean the pure self or it is merely a noise? See, while talking to you, suddenly in between, suppose I say, and therefore, my friends, blah, 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 blah. You will say, what happened to Swamiji? Suddenly in between, because it was just a noise, without a meaning. Any word which doesn't carry meaning is a noise. Therefore, Om Namah Shivaya, Am Brahmasmi, no meaning. See, friends, Guru gives meaning, not the words. See, friends, Dukkheshu Anudvignamana. See, Achinoti Charati iti Acharya. The one who demonstrates in his life through practice is called as Guru. A preacher doesn't have to do that. Therefore, the other day I gave an example, a music teacher. There is nothing like music preacher. Who will be music preacher? They will say only, Acha, you should sing properly, okay? That's all. But what to sing, that I don't know. See, similarly, you should not be angry with anybody. But how to do that, then you find out. See? This world is an illusion. Yes, but how do you say that the world is an illusion? When I am hungry, I get very good food and I feel satisfied. Do you think that food and satisfaction is illusion? Then we get caught up. See, friends, therefore, the Guru is established in the experience. And out of this experience, none of the miseries ever touch him. Dukkheshu Anudvignamana. And it is not under pressure or frustration. It's natural. As natural as the fish to the water. Dukkeshu aradipana. Sukheshu vigadaspruha. And the one who is not attached to any comfort zone in life. See, many years before, maybe 40 years before, that time I was pretty young, I went to meet one Mahatma. And when I went there, I did namaskar, sitting. I said, sir, tell me what I should do. So he looked at me. He said, go to some temple where you are unknown. Put on rags. Don't put on good clothes. Give 100 rupees to the pujari and tell him, you will be sitting here. Do nothing. If somebody gives you food, eat. If nobody gives, never mind. Go to pujari's house and eat. But whole day sit there. And watch your mind. Don't watch the people. Watch your mind. He told and I did not do, being a good disciple. I didn't do that. See, when we are able to watch our mind by the instruction of the Guru, then we are on the right path. Normally, we do not watch our mind. We watch the thoughts. There is a difference between mind and thoughts. See, friends, consciousness with thoughts is called as mind. So when we give importance to the thoughts, we are entangled in the thoughts. And when we are not getting influenced or entangled by the thoughts, then we are transcending the thoughts and merging in the pure consciousness. It is as simple as this. Therefore, no disturbances in the world will disturb and no comfort zone. See? And when we conquer these two, influence of the bad times and the attachment to the good times, Sukheshu Vigataspruha, then Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. These are the three, yesterday I told you, the gateways to heaven, hell. Attachment, raga, desire, krodha, anger, and bhaya, fear. When these three factors are deleted from our system, then alone our wisdom remains steady. See, friends, the Guru is thus living 24/7 in meditation. And this Guru is constantly in a process of learning. Kenopanishad tells, Pratibodha viditam matam. Every experience reveals the truth. Every experience. The same thing is said on the path of devotion by our Tulsidaji Maharaj. Lobhihi priya jimidam. For a greedy person, in every interaction, his attention is on money. See? His attention is nothing else except money. In the same manner, for a sincere seeker of truth, every interaction, every experience reveals the truth. Every experience. Guru is established in this. And therefore, he is constantly in a process of learning. And a person who is in a process of learning, he alone can guide us. See, friends. One example I tell you, what is the meaning of learning? Once I was in Hawaii and my friend's birthday. Oh, today I forgot to tell you. Our Ishwar Bhai's birthday today. So please remind me after the lecture is over, we'll have happy birthday to you, okay? Yogita, please remember. I'll forget otherwise. So my friend's birthday and we went to some Chinese hotel. He was ordering for our some vegetarian food and there was a big aquarium there. So as usual, I was with my camera and I was taking some shots and like that. So he came, Swamiji, what are you seeing? I said, imagine what I am seeing. He said, fish. I said, no. The snake? I said, no. Then the decorations inside the aquarium? I said, no. Then the size of the aquarium? No. The light arrangement? I said, no. I don't know what you are seeing there. I said, okay, I'll tell you. I am seeing the water. He said, Swamiji, you are too terrible. What is there to see in the water? I said, what I am seeing is this. What must be the experience of the water? When the fish moves, will the water get tickling? Hey, don't puya, don't puya. See? When we add fish to the waters, is it a burden to the waters? When we take away the fish from the waters, is it a loss to the water? Friends, exactly. This is our position. When colors and forms are taken away, there is no loss to the vision. When the eyes become blind, there is no loss to the mind. When the mind is enfolded, there is no loss to the conscious reality. That unchanging truth is our essential nature. He who is abiding in this is a teacher, is a guru. See, it is something like this. According to devotion, look at the world as the God is looking at his creation. For you to understand, take a simple example. How the parents look at the children when the children are fighting. What is the experience of the parents? They don't become miserable. Otherwise, they enjoy. They have got fun. They don't take anybody's side. In the same manner, all that is happening in this world, good and bad, the Lord from above is looking with that compassionate, loving eye. Oh, kids are fighting, it's good, it's nice to watch them fight. The Guru is established in this region. See, friends. And the preacher is the one who wants to improve the world. There used to be a great master in Bombay. His name was Nisargadatta Maharaj, if you have heard his name. He was one of the rarest of rare master that has influenced my total life. He was he was uneducated, never went to school, never knew anything from the scriptures, quoting, etc. He used to tell, all those who have come to save this world, they were shaved off. The world has always been like this. But we want to make others wise. Those who try to make others wise, they are otherwise. We have no business except the world love with purity and compassion as they are. See? Then only the Guru has come in our heart. See? Therefore, a You know, I was tremendously influenced by one great master from Vrindavan. His name is Akhandanandaji Maharaj. He used to speak only in Hindi and Sanskrit. So, one day I was going somewhere for lecture. I told him, "Sir, I have to go for the lecture." He said, "Don't go." So I kept quiet. He said, "Sometime you should cancel your own sankalpa and watch the mind. You will come to know that we are not required in this world. When you don't go, nothing lacks in this world. Like the world continues. But that time I was young, I wanted to talk and teach and preach and make people wise. You know, when the waters are shallow, it makes too much of noise. So when he looked at me, he said, "Okay, go. I was just kidding, go." And thank God, he allowed me to go. And I went. And on the railway station, having got down, there was a curfew. And I was caught only in the curfew on the railway station, not to go anywhere. That time I was just thinking, what Swamiji must be imagining? Go, give lectures. See, friends, he told me, if you are a student of Vedanta, you can never do dharma prachar. Ishavasya vidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat, except the never. Ishavasya vidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. No, friends. There cannot be any possibility. See. Therefore, a guru is the one who helps us get out of the relative world and helps us to get established in the absolute reality. It is for this purpose Vedanta is learned. See, I use the word Vedanta is learned. Vedanta is meant for practicing on oneself. With the world, devotion, love, compassion, acceptance as the world is. Because we are in this world for our evolution. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. We are here for our evolution. Not about the world. The world is beautiful. And for this you look within. When we were not in this world, what was lacking? Nothing was lacking. When we will leave this world, there will be no lacuna. If you don't believe, live and see. Nothing will be lacking. So, our arrival and departure makes no difference. Do you think our presence makes any difference? But for us, Konyosti Sadrusho Maya. Who is like me? I have done this thing, I have done that thing. Oh, Ram, 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 Ram. We can't even stop our simple thing like a sneeze. What can we do? You must have experienced this thing sometime in your meetings. All the big people are sitting around the table and very serious things are going on, and you say, "Excuse me," and everybody is ready to receive your sneeze. Everybody stops, and you do, and it doesn't come. Even that sneeze has, cheated us. I want to do this, I want to do that. See, friends, Guru helps us get out of this maze of the world. See, Vedanta Shastra tells us, Karmani chitte shuddhyartha, Aikagratham upasanam, Mokshartham Brahma vijnanam iti Vedanta Dindima. Karma is done for what purpose? To improve the society? Trying to improve the society is something like trying to remove the waves from the ocean. It can never happen. See? Then what for the karma is done? Gita 5th chapter. Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. When we do something, where is our attention? Is our attention on the world where we are functioning, or is our attention on the mind by which we are functioning? Atma Shuddhyartham. For the purification of the mind, we do everything in this world. And for that, one thumb rule I will give you. Very simple. Try. Whatever we do, the world does not need us. It is our necessity that we are doing anything in this world. The whole attitude towards life will change. See, for example, I have come here to talk to you. I am 100% clear about it. None of you need my lecture. It is the itch on my tongue because of which I have come over here. See? Because when I am not here, how does it make any difference? But if I start imagining, you ignorant people, I have come here to give wisdom. There cannot be more fool than me. Number one. And when I come here, because it is my need to contemplate on Gita and talk to you, I will have humility, love, respect, reverence for you. See, friends, whenever we are in need, we are at our best. Like when you go through immigration, before the immigration officer, how are you? Best. Because it is our need. They can throw us out anytime. See? Once in the Middle East, probably Kuwait or Bahrain somewhere, there was one passenger in front of me. They have seen the passport, asked me, okay, go. Second person, show the passport. He said, how many times will you see the passport? That man said, stand there. Now, it is your need. They may ask you 20 times, you have to show. You can't go and argue with them. And that man was stationed there, and ultimately I came to know he was sent back. He is not a good person to be allowed in our country, thrown back. See, friend, then it is our need. Whatever we do in this world, it is our need. Look within your own life. Parents need the children, or children need the parent. It is the parents who need the children, not the other way around. And then we have the arrogance. I have done so much for him, I made him grow. Did you pull him every day or what? Grow him. See, friends. Therefore, once this point becomes clear, whatever we do in our life, it is our need, and therefore we are all humility, purity, sincerity, reverence, respect for anything and everything in this world. Then the heart or the mind becomes pure. Karmani chitta shuddhyartha. Not for teaching others. Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, if you read his, this Gospel of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he very clearly mentions somewhere in one of his places, a seeker should never take the position of a guru. Should remain as a seeker throughout life. And he himself demonstrated in his life. He practiced different kinds of spiritual practices, not one. And then he came to conclusion that every spiritual practice ultimately leads to the same reality. See? Ekam sat vipra bahudha vadanti. The truth is one. It can be approached by many ways. But when we become obsessed, like how we become obsessed, those who are doing puja poti, Little bit of Vedanta you read here and there, one Upanishad, one Bhagavad Gita, and start condemning those who are doing puja poti. It cannot be. It is something like this. I have got 4 sons. Eldest one, he is finishing his doctorate. Second one is in masters. Third one is in 10th. And fourth one is in KG3 or KG2. Will I ever condemn that child? That you are still counting with the beats 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4? No, that is a need. It is not useless. See, friends, without the Saguna Upasana, you can never enter the Nirguna Upasana. But when we little bit here, there, we read 1 or 2 Upanishad and start condemning, no, a guru will never condemn any spiritual practice. This particular principle I learned from Swami Akhandanand. If you happen to go to Vrindavan, there is the Nritya Gopal Mandir in his ashram. Nritya Gopal, in that particular form, he has had the darshan of Bhagavan Krishna in a dancing posture. So he told the artist and got it made, and this is a unique temple, very simple. And like around, there are more than 60, 70 Mahatmas belonging to every creed, every type. Arya Samaji, then devotees, then Vishishta Advaita, Advaita, Vedanta, every kind. And everybody is equally respected. Nobody is condemned. This is the Guru Tattva. See, friends. But when we start condemning, oh, people don't understand what is the import. You understand, you practice. See, one of the most important things is we come across many places. We have no business to hurt anybody's Shraddha. And if you have really studied Vedanta, what Vedanta tells? Vedanta tells, Brahman is the singular, material, efficient cause of this world. See? Material cause, mud out of which the pot is made. Efficient cause, the pot maker who converted the mud into a pot. So pot maker and the mud, both are one. Mundukopanishad gives this mantra, Yathorna nabi srijate grunnate cha yatha pruthivyam oshadaya sambhavanti yatha satap purushan keshalomani tatha ksharat sambhavati havishvam. What is this world? It is something like the spider brings out the material out of which his nest is made, web is made, and he himself makes the web. So he is both the material cause and the efficient cause. And it is, the world is like what? Yatha Satak Purushat Keshalomani. From a living being, the dead hair come out. And Yatha Pruthivyam Oshadaya Sambhavanti. From the dead inert earth, the living plants come out. Total contradiction. In the same manner, this world is simultaneously material and efficient cause as Paramatma. Therefore, he who is really well studied and experienced the truth, his understanding will be, when I touch a tricolor, I don't touch India. But when I touch a Shiva Linga, I touch Lord Shiva. This is Vedanta. See, friends. Therefore, when we study, is that knowledge being digested, assimilated, and experienced? Then it is the teacher who is speaking. If it is only at a surface level, then it is a preacher. To others, telling is not the creed of the Guru. He lives in his life. See, friends. Therefore, these two principles, Guru and the preacher, the teacher and the preacher, they come in our life and both are necessary. The preacher, first of all, introduces us. But don't remain at that level. Otherwise what happens, this knowledge, particularly Vedanta knowledge, it is so detrimental if we don't protect ourselves from that knowledge. We just want to tell everybody. There was one man who was running. Other man was following him. So people asked, hey, what happened? First you catch him, I want to teach him a lesson. So people helped and caught him. And now what he has done? Has he stolen anything? No, he has not stolen. Then he used to come to my house and teach me Vedanta. And because he was coming to my house, I could not run. Now the same Vedanta, when I start teaching him, he is running away. I want to take the revenge and tell him the same Vedanta again. Vedanta is for practicing in one's life, not for telling others. See, friends, when the knowledge is digested, assimilated, it becomes part and parcel of our life. And then only the wisdom remains steady. See, with this understanding, let us keep on studying and keep all doors open. See, in Bhagavad Mahapuran, there is a topic. On the basis of that topic, I spoke in Melbourne, and they have given me the topic, Swamiji, you talk anything, it is okay for us. Because we don't know what to ask you to talk. So one lady said, Swamiji, tell us something about Guru. I said, okay, we'll start. And then we started. The topic was Guru shopping. And how we go for Guru shopping. And there the topic was developed on the basis of the character of Bhagwan Dattatreya. He had 24 gurus, not one. When Yadu, the king Yadu, in whose clan was Bhagwan Krishna born, when he was on the banks of Ganges, went for a walk like that, he saw Avadhut, Bhagwan Dattatreya, very comfortably, cheerfully relaxed. And if everything is over, like when the marriages of your daughter is over, how relaxed you feel? That way. So the Yadu king asked, Sir, you have nothing. You have no wife, no children, no property, no kingdom, no army, no wealth, no nothing. How come you are so happy? He said, therefore I am happy. And then he said, where did you learn this thing? Who is your guru? So he said, I am sorry, I am not poor. A poor person has only one sweater for the whole 24 years of his life. Only one sweater. And the rich person, he will have a wardrobe full of sweaters. Morning different. This is today is a green color day. Then it is a blue color day. And for every day there is a different color sweater. Because rich, not poor. Bhagwan Dattatreya said, I am not poor to have one guru. I have 24 gurus. And he gives a list. And he tells what I have learned from every guru. Therefore, don't go for guru shopping outside. Guru is your every experience. He who is able to learn from his experience, he has really discovered the Guru. Because the Almighty gives us every experience to learn. And this is what we did when we were children. But when we have become grown up, we have forgotten. Has any child ever asked his mother, Mummy, when you were small and when you were learning how to walk, will you please give me tips? How did you walk? A child never asks. He discovers his own technique. He wants to get up, but he cannot. Then he goes to the wall and when I take the hand and the wall, I can get up. He learns. Then he tries to hold anything. Then he goes near the dining table, pushing himself. And there the tablecloth is hanging down. He knows only, hold something and get up. So he holds and slowly gets up. And all the contents of the table, crockery, falls on the floor. But he is happy. I learned how to get up. And the parents are miserable. And he is surprised. Why you are miserable? There were 4 cups, now there are 8. The child has learned from his own experience, is it not? This process of learning is called as a guru in everyone's heart. Discover him and be surrendered to him. Then alone spiritual evolution is possible. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare